This is QTV Nightly News coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue, and I am Jenna Basonko. Thanks for joining us, and here are the main news headlines. We look at the country's progress in the Gambianization of the justice system, which was one of President Barrow's promises to Gambians. The Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Water Resources, Rohi John Manjang, and senior UN regional officials Tuesday called ECOWAS member countries to take tough action to protect forest cover in the region. The Gambia National Commission for UNESCO, in partnership with the Department of Forestry, launched a community reforestation project on Tuesday. The Erasmus Plus National Focal Point under the Ministry of Higher Education, in partnership with the European Union, hosted the Erasmus Information Day for the Gambia on Tuesday. In international news, Israel has launched fresh strikes in Rafah on Wednesday, intensifying already their situation in Gaza, despite Hamas' acceptance of a ceasefire proposed by mediators. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay. Thank you so much for joining us. This is QTV News, and I am Jenna Basonko. Now, among the notable reforms over the years of the Gambia's judiciary has been the Gambianization of the justice system, which was one of President Barrow's promises to Gambians. As QTV's Mamadou Lamin Choi reports, more than 95% of justices of the Supreme Court are Gambians.
The Chief Justice of the Gambia swore in a new member of the Judicial Service Commission, Justice Omar M. Njai. Having distinguished himself both at the bar and on the bench, Justice Njai is expected to contribute to enhancing accessibility and the efficient administration of justice. The Judicial Service Commission was established by an Act of Parliament, and it advises the President on judicial appointments and makes recommendations on the terms of service for judges and other judicial officers and staff. From 2017 to date, under the leadership of President Barrow, the judiciary has been undergoing reforms which have ushered in a more indigenous composition of judges in the superior courts. In the past, superior courts were dominated by foreign judges, often branded as James mercenary judges who undermined efficiency and the timely delivery of justice. President Barrow came to power with a national development plan that promised, among other reforms, to Gambianize the judiciary, promotes its integrity and independence. Since 2017, that promise has been largely fulfilled. Of the 27 current judges of the Superior Courts, only 4 are non-Gambians. All the Supreme Court and Court of Appeal judges are Gambians. Beyond the composition of the bench, the Gambia's judiciary enjoys the reputation of being independent. This has been demonstrated in some landmark judgments involving the executive, the legislature, and members of the public. This has enhanced its public image as a judiciary that exemplifies the principles of separation of powers, checks and balance, and democracy. Mamadou Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Mamadou Lamin Choi there on the Gambian judiciary. Now, at the opening of a 2-day regional meeting in Banjul, the Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Water Resources, Rohi John Manjang, and senior UN regional officials Tuesday called ECOWAS member countries to take tough action to protect forest cover in the region. And Sumane Sonyasi has the rest of that story.
This 2 days convergence of stakeholders from the 15 ECOWAS member states is aimed at creating a platform for respective member countries in the implementation of recommendations of the 2023 annual meeting. It is part of a 5-year project that seeks to spearhead global transformation of forests for people and climate with a special focus on the ECOWAS region. As they meet to assess the progress of implementation of the regional plan for sustainable management and use of forest ecosystems, Gambia's Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, Rohi John Manjang, and Dr. Guantiu Robert Giu called on member states to take strong action to preserve the region's forest ecosystems by instituting frameworks that respond to such endeavors.
Deforestation and land degradations are major environmental problems that threaten agro-food system. They directly affect livelihoods of rural populations. There is need to take urgent action to combat desertification that is manifested in the countries and the sub-region as a whole.
So we expect that through this meeting, we will actually come up with recommendation. The member countries will come with recommendation. ECOWAS also will come with recommendation. We do this every year. I mean, for the next years of implementation of the forest. So this is for us is a very important project.
Mosebidu Rampedi, FAO country representative, and Joachim Bejmo, head of the FAO Regional Development Cooperation for Sub-Saharan Africa, also joined colleagues in advocating for responsive policies that seek to protect and preserve the forest ecosystems, adding that the misuse of land and forests is negatively impacting lives and livelihoods. They cite a noticeable gradual reduction in crop yields and reduction in the flow of rivers in the region, among other factors, as reasons for the implementation of strong and responsive action.
I wish to emphasize that collaboration is important. Collaboration presents us with multifaceted approaches to advancing sustainable forest management practices in West Africa. We encourage all members of the steering committee to foster environmental stewardship and promote socio-economic development.
The Global Transformation of Forests for the People and Climate, a focus on West Africa project, is funded by the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency, FAO, and ECOWAS. The project seeks to, among other things, strengthen decision-making on forest and land management by improving knowledge of forest dynamics, support forest legal frameworks reform, and sharing of best practices across the region. Ansmane Sonyasi for KTV News.
Also, in the preservation of the environment, the Gambia National Commission for UNESCO, in partnership with the Department of Forestry, launched a community reforestation project on Tuesday. The initiative aims to restore 20 hectares of degraded forest cover to enhance climate resilience, increase food security, and to promote green jobs in beneficiary communities. Mamadou Lamin Choi again.
It is a bid to rescue the Gambia's depleting forest cover and its ecosystem's biodiversity. The reforestation project is supported by the Islamic World Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, ISESCO. Data from Global Forest Watch, an online platform that provides data and tools for monitoring forests by harnessing cutting-edge technology, reports that in the last 2 decades plus, the Gambia lost 717 hectares of tree cover. This marks a 16% decline in tree cover since 2000. Maimuna Sidibe is the Secretary General of the National Commission for UNESCO, NATCOM.
The worrisome rate of loss of forest cover is alarming. Some forest spaces are converted to settlement areas, farmlands, and spaces for other activities that threaten the extinction of valuable trees and forest cover. Shockingly, fire consumes significant portions of forest cover on a yearly basis. The combination of these unsustainable activities threatens the existence of forests and our survival.
Deforestation comes at a heavy price to people's lives and livelihoods, as it increases food insecurity, climate change disasters, and degrading biodiversity of ecosystems. Ansumana Sambo is from Fonyi Jarol, in a region that is home to the Gambia's largest forest cover.
If we continue to reduce the cutting down of trees and plant more trees, the world will go back to its previous status of decades ago.
Field workers like Suleiman Toure from the Department of Forestry work with communities to manage and protect the forest.
Without the community, we cannot achieve what we want. That's why Forestry Department, we introduce community forestry. We give them the ownership so that they can feel that this forest is belong to the community, not the Forestry Department. If the ownership, they know that this forest is belong to us, we believe they will protect it.
NATCOM is set to implement the reforestation project in partnership with the Department of Forestry and communities across the country. One of the targets of the project is to plant 10,000 highly efficient trees in community lands. Ibrahim Jawara is the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources.
As we launch this reforestation program, we call upon all stakeholders, government agencies, civil society, and the private sector, as well as individual citizens, to join hands in this noble endeavor. Together, let us plant the seeds of change, nurture them with care, and watch as they grow into flourishing forests that sustain life, protect our planet, and inspire hope for the future.
It will take a national effort to repair the damage already caused to our forests. The Gambia's journey of restoration appears to be a long one, with the country having lost more than 53% of its forest cover since 1946. Mohamed Lamin Choi, QTV News.
From that story by Mamadou Lamin Choi on reforestation efforts, we will now go for a short commercial break, and when we return, we have local and international news. Do stay with us.
Green Power was founded in 2001 and is headquartered in Swindon, UK. It is mainly engaged in project investment and operation of fields of photovoltaic power generation, wind power, hydropower, and other clean energy, as well as hydrogen energy, energy storage, comprehensive energy, and other fields, contributing more than $50 billion to energy infrastructure. Its business scope covers RCEP countries in Europe, the Middle East, Africa, Australia, and Asia. A new chapter is opening, driven by the power of technological change, and we aspire to bring this change to the people of the Gambia, ushering a new era of vitality and sustainability. Green Power sincerely invites sales management leads to join our company and create a new life together.
ku ñu doon laaj yagsi nañu laay lay li daa Tobaski ak Style QTV 2024 bés ba agsi na jàpp nañu ko on the 17th of this month May fan lay amee ma ngay xewee foofa ca Q City ca Timba nga xam ne féex mag ngelaw la fu ne la lay jaar ñu ngi owaa réew mi ñëw leen ngeen book seeni booking ngeen xool seeni ay sañse yu ngeen mën a julle yéen ak seeni njaboot ndax ñëwkat yi ni ñu ñëwee ren ji dafa jéggi dayo jëratul ngay dem ci benn marché di jënd pièce yóbbu di ñëw di xat-xatlu da ngay ñëw toog ci biir Tobaski ak Style ca biir Q City nga gis ñetti morso nga jënd grand boubou tayman daggit dress lépp la suñu ay ñawkat préparé gaañi ci tabaski ji yow mi toog di xaar ñëwal te bul ko kenn nettali di nga fa gis ay sañse dinañ leen amal ay ambiance di nga am entertainment kan moo leen di bégal waa Bright Stars akan xanaa Seex Fall borom daare lamp Fall borom téeméeri sabar juróom fukki tama moo nar a yëngal keroog guddi gi mu doon jàkkaarloo gu mësuta am fenn ci réew mi du xam ngeen QTV ni mu mënee bés ak ni mu fonkee bi le bés di Tobaski ak Style ndax Tobaski la ñuy waajal dafa am solo lool tickets yëpp a ngi available right now ordinary mu ngi jar $400 VIP $700 yaa ngi koy amee fii ci biir QCell Kairaba Avenue wala nga ekkati sa téléphone jokko ak ñoom ci nu mu gën a gaawee 324 4444 ak QTV ni mu yàggee di jommal askan wi saa ñu teewee seen bés da ngeen di xam ne dañu ko téye amee ñëw nañ ci beneen facette.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I am Jenna Basonko. Now, still on local news, the Erasmus Plus National Focal Point under the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, in partnership with the European Union, hosted the Erasmus Plus Information Day for the Gambia to provide comprehensive details about the program. Lena E. Igwenyiba tells us more.
The Erasmus Plus Information Day aims to introduce the Gambia's tertiary and higher education institutions to opportunities offered by the Erasmus Plus program. This EU initiative, spanning from 2021 to 2027, supports the educational, professional and personal development of individuals in Europe and beyond. The event aims to equip attendees with the necessary information, guidance and tools to enhance their participation in the program and to be in a better position to submit high-quality project proposals for funding. Professor Pierre Gomez, the Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, underscored the transformative potential of the Erasmus Plus program for the Gambia.
The program offers avenues for international mobility and exchange programs, capacity building projects, joint master's degree programs, research collaboration, innovative learning methods, entrepreneurship initiatives, quality assurance, accreditation, networking opportunities, and short-term mobility and staff training. quality assurance and accreditation are vital components of the Erasmus Plus program, emphasizing the alignment of our educational programs with European standards. By seeking accreditation and participating in projects related to quality assurance, our local universities can enhance their internal processes, benchmark against international best practices, and elevate the quality and relevance of education provided.
Aisha Silla, the program manager of the European Union delegation to the Gambia, representing the EU ambassador to the Gambia, emphasized Erasmus Plus as a unique opportunity for Gambians, urging citizens to take advantage of the numerous opportunities provided by the program.
Erasmus Plus is not just a program. It is a golden opportunity for Gambians to broaden their horizons, enrich their academic experiences, and enhance their future prospects. It offers students the chance to study at prestigious universities abroad, immerse themselves in new cultures, and develop valuable skills that are essential in today's globalized world. I urge all Gambians to seize the abundant opportunities afforded by the Erasmus Plus program. Let us embrace the chance to broaden our horizons, refine our skills, and catalyze progress in education and society at large.
Erasmus Plus connects over 4,000 universities in 33 countries, offering study opportunities at 1,200 plus institutions. It promotes learning, cooperation, innovation, and social cohesion, aiming to strengthen European identity and active citizenship. Additionally, it contributes to sustainable growth and quality job creation. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena Igwenyiba.
International Day of the Midwife was commemorated by the Kanifing General Hospital in collaboration with the United Nations Population Fund. As Lolem Camara reports, the day is dedicated to celebrating and recognizing the vital role that midwives play in ensuring safe and positive childbirth for mothers and babies.
International Day of the Midwife, commemorated on the 5th of May each year, is set aside to honor and appreciate the hard work, dedication, and compassion of midwives, who work tirelessly to provide quality maternity care. The theme for this year's celebration is Midwives, a Vital Climate Solution. The Chief Executive Officer of Kanifing General Hospital, Basiru Drame, while acknowledging and recognizing the important role of his staff, called for more support, especially in the maternity units.
Your commitment and hard work had enabled the government of the Gambia, through Minister of Health, to attain significant reduction in maternal mortality from 433 per 100,000 live births in 2013 to 289 per 100,000 live births in 2019. However, there is no room for complacency, as our aim is to move from 3 digits to a 0 digits maternal mortality rate. I would also want to take this opportunity to call on all our partners to help expand our maternity department, as our demand for services is far beyond the available space and resources, causing compromise in quality service delivery.
According to the World Health Organization, there are approximately 22.8 million midwives globally. However, there is a significant shortage of midwives in many countries, especially in low-income and rural areas. This shortage not only affects the health and well-being of mothers and babies, but also contributes to high rates of maternal and infant mortality. Dairo Sar, the UNFPA country representative, said the Gambia has made commendable progress in improving the proportion of deliveries attended by skilled health professionals. Additionally, approximately 84% of deliveries now take place in health institutions.
In collaboration, UNFPA provides teaching aids to midwifery training institutions. We are ensuring students have access to quality learning resources. We also provide furniture to the Community Health Training Nursing School in Mansa Konko and the State Enrolled Training Nursing School in Bansang, enhancing the overall learning environment for nursing students.
Momodu Tinyasi, Deputy Director of Health Services from the Ministry of Health, spoke on behalf of the Minister.
International Midwife Day reminds us the need to address these challenges and invest in the development and support midwifery program worldwide, including the Gambia.
Midwives face many challenges in their work, including long and irregular working hours and dealing with complex and high-risk pregnancies. But despite these challenges, they continue to provide essential care to women and families around the world. Here is Jariatu Drame, Principal and Nursing Officer at the Carnivine General Hospital.
It is not our wish for a woman to come to the hospital and die. We have seen many cases that we will call the husband, even for donation, for blood donation, they will tell us that I'm not around. The other delay is the hospital, where we are. Sometimes when you come, we know we are all resource-constrained country. Sometimes you arrive at the hospital, the doctor is there, the nurses are there, they have already received the patient, they do everything. Maybe we don't have this particular medication.
Other speakers at the event also raised awareness and advocated for better support and resources for midwives across the world. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
Shout out to all midwives across the country. Thank you so much for the work that you do. Now let's shift our attention to news beyond our borders. Israel has launched a fresh strike in Rafah on Wednesday, intensifying the already dire situation in Gaza, despite Hamas' acceptance of a ceasefire proposed by mediators in Egypt and Qatar. Jordan Jai has the rest of that story.
Israel's attack exacerbated the fears of further escalation as Israel took control of Rafah crossing and stopped aid shipments due to security concerns. Thousands of displaced people, including children, sought refuge in the relatively safer area in the north of Rafah after fleeing Israel's military offensive in other parts of the Gaza Strip. However, their plight remains grim, with inadequate shelter, limited access to essential services, and a scarcity of provisions. Israel claims Rafah is Hamas' last stronghold, but many in the international community have opposed or condemned a full-scale invasion of the city bordering Egypt. The U.S. said it stopped the transfer of thousands of bombs to Israel last week over concerns that they could be used in Rafah, reflecting international apprehensions about the unfolding events. Save the Children highlighted the grave consequences of the closure of vital entry points for aid and lifelines for children in Gaza. The organization emphasized the urgent need for a ceasefire to protect the lives of children and uphold international humanitarian law. With the situation rapidly worsening, the international community faces mounting pressure to intervene and prevent further suffering in Gaza. Meanwhile, a team of Israeli officials have arrived in Cairo to continue to assess the truce deal accepted by Hamas on Monday, the Israeli Prime Minister said. According to figures released by the Hamas-run Health Ministry on Wednesday, close to 35,000 people have been killed and over 78,000 people have been injured during Israel's military offensive since the war began on October 2023. For QTV News, I am Julden Jai.
From that story by Julden Jai, that is all we have time for. But before we leave, let's recap our main headlines. We looked at the country's progress in the Gambianization of the justice system, which was one of President Adama Barrow's promises to Gambians. The Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Water Resources, Rohi John Manjang, and senior UN regional officials Tuesday called ECOWAS member countries to take tough action to protect forest cover in the region. The Gambia National Commission for UNESCO, in partnership with the Department of Forestry, launched a community restoration project on Tuesday. The Erasmus Plus National Focal Point under the Ministry of Higher Education, in partnership with the European Union, hosted the Erasmus Plus Information Day for the Gambia on Tuesday. In international news, Israel has launched fresh strikes in Rafah on Wednesday, intensifying already dire situation in Gaza, despite Hamas' acceptance of a ceasefire proposed by mediators. Well, that is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching.